Welcome to the Outdoor Biz Podcast, your home for inspiring conversations with outdoor insiders. Each week, author, speaker, adventurer, and outdoor industry veteran Rick Saez talks in depth with iconic brand founders, sales and marketing pros, product designers, and industry rising stars. Listen in when Rick's guests offer actionable advice to land your ideal industry gig and grow your outdoor career. Catch us again when the conversation shifts to the hottest outdoor products, destinations, and the latest industry insights. And now, here's Rick.
Welcome to episode 307 of the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Laurel King is here with me today, and we have a wide-ranging conversation about her outdoorindustryjobs.com site, a job posting service for companies who manufacture and distribute products or provide services that support the outdoor product industry. Welcome to the show, Laurel.
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, good to catch up with you. We've run into each other at all the trade shows the last couple of months, I guess, the Big Gear Show and then at OR.
Yeah.
And then you were off to Italy. That must have been fun.
Yes, I've been traveling around despite COVID. It's been okay.
Oh,
been having a good time.
Yeah.
Got to live life.
You got to get out there. I agree. Yep. I've been bouncing around a little bit. I'm headed to Vermont this week or next week, and I was at the travel to Denver for the outdoor show, but that's all I've done. So this will be the big adventure for me next week.
It will be. Got to wear your mask on the plane the entire time.
Yeah. I'll do that anyway. I always begin with finding out how you were introduced to the outdoors. How'd that come about?
I am of the older generation. I'm 66. So really the term how I was introduced to the outdoors wasn't really around. I always liked physical activity. The only thing in high school was offered was a swimming and tennis team, so I did that. I went into college at UC Davis and was eventually on the tennis team, but I was a physical education major. I got a teaching credential, and then I combined that with business. But at that time, mountain biking, snowboarding, I had been skiing somewhat. I grew up below Sequoia National Park and learned to ski there on tow ropes. At Davis, I went up to Tahoe. But the whole industry wasn't really developed. I think the whitewater rafting companies started in the 70s. But really, I can't say how I was introduced to the outdoors. I just gravitated to being outside and helping people. Oh, I also worked at athletic clubs and ran bicycle tours. So
wow, you did a lot.
Over a long period of time, I got into the outdoor industry just as a living because that was my passion, is to help people be in the outdoors and exercise.
Mm-hmm. Did you do all those activities with friends? Or
I did it with friends, not particularly family. I lived in Davis for quite a long time and got a lot of bike riding done around the area, and then got connected with the American Lung Association, where I led bike treks and fundraising trips for them. And then I moved on to doing business in the outdoors. So I was going to the bike show for a long time with my past business, and outdoor retailer with my past business. And then also worked with a lot of whitewater rafting companies, canoe and kayak companies, and adventure travel companies with our website too, as you discussed with Adventure Sports Online. So I gradually, over a period of time, combined my business skills with my outdoor passion to make a living at something that I love to be around the industry and around the people.
Yeah.
Although I work by myself most of the time. I'm always out. I live at Lake Tahoe now, so I'm out following my passion.
So you're a team of one.
I'm a team of one. Can you believe it?
Hey, I'm a team of one also.
I actually had someone call me, I was like 10 years ago, that said, I thought I was calling someone in India. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I'm a team of one also.
Yeah.
So you've been involved with a variety of outdoor businesses, as you mentioned. Where does that entrepreneurial spirit come from? Were any of your family members entrepreneurs, or did you just, because of the passion, drove you to mix work and pleasure?
A combination of both. I never really wanted to work for a large corporation, although I think my father wanted me to. I'm not very good at pleasing people all the time, and I'm a rather independent person. Although my father was a very good businessman, and he was head of the small business entrepreneurship program at Western Washington State for a while, but that was later on in my career, and we never really talked about business that much. I probably have his business acumen, but I don't think he was a mentor in any particular way. I just fumbled along and had trust in myself over a period of time. That you have to get that and have that intuition and that trust in your gut, and that takes a while to learn, for sure.
What kind of business did he have?
Well, he was manager of Lindsay Ripe Olive Company. He's an agricultural management, and then he always worked for other people, but he was really good at accounting and real estate, and he knew how businesses ran, but he did some consulting. That's probably the only business he had.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
So you picked up his business spirit through osmosis, probably just seeing what he did and all that. Yeah, that's interesting. And what inspired OutdoorIndustryJobs.com?
It's funny. I was at the last business I had. I was not happy how things were going. Anytime you're successful, you have a failing business prior to that, or maybe a couple of them. Well, that business was kind of failing. And I was scrambling what to do with all my skills, because I learned a lot about internet marketing, how search engines work, how to build websites, how I don't build the websites myself, but how programming works, how databases work, and shopping carts and all those things. And I thought, how can I combine those two just subconsciously? And I was at a trade show, and there was a guy who was an independent rep there, and he said to me, we were eating at a restaurant with a bunch of people. He goes, we need a job board for independent reps. I said, wow, that's an interesting thought. And then so I more or less just walked around the trade show and asked people that question. Oh, that sounds good. So I said, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And at that time, I still had a programmer that was part of my team and some graphic people. So I just researched how all these job boards, which were not very many. Now you can go to a job board that's pre-built and build your business, but there weren't that many around.
Yeah, you weren't first.
Stuff like that. So I just went to those job boards and looked how they were made and created one from scratch, just all hand built. And then I just started marketing it organically. The whole thing has been organically marketed the entire time. And that was prior to any kind of social media or anything
that was way early. Yeah, I remember when that first started. I was like, oh, wow, finally there's an outdoor jobs board. That was pretty cool. And so now it's almost 16 years old. What have been the biggest challenges over the years? Probably no shortage of jobs. Yeah,
lately there's been no shortage of jobs, but during 2008, I had 10 jobs on the site. I had to get through that. And then I had a lot of debt I had to pay off. And so over a long period of time, I paid that debt off with the job board, and it started flourishing. And it's probably the best month I've had was this last August. And because of the lack of jobs being posted for a while, I think there was some pent up demand and companies getting back on their feet over a period of time. And then also the long time marketing that I've been doing. But I think the biggest challenge is just trying to adapt to the new technology. I had to redo a website completely again. And I'm not using canned job boards. So to convert from an older code to newer code and making it adaptable for all the devices, making it and having it secure for all the things that are happening out there, that was a really big challenge to get that done.
I'll bet.
Yeah, and then also trying to figure out which social media things are most effective. And I don't really care for Facebook and Instagram and things like that very much. Personally, I don't use them a lot, so I'm forced into it. I hope I don't get sued for that.
I don't think you will.
So anyway, that's the kind of thing that I don't really enjoy doing is the social media stuff, because I like talking to people in person. And my passion comes from giving people experiences. The one thing I was going to mention to you, and that's important as far as the passion. I'm sorry I'm rambling, but I think this is an important point, is I'm not really thrilled selling in the product world or promoting products. To me, promoting experiences are way more valuable for people. And the products help the people do the experiences. But I really enjoyed the service industry of the business where you can change people's lives. So that's what I'm doing with my job board. But I think all those people that are running bicycle tours and rafting companies and climbing things and stuff, those are the people out there really working hard, and they don't make as much money, but they provide valuable experiences and memories for people in their lives. So that to me is the key of being an outdoor person, is providing in a business.
No, I think you're spot on. Yeah, I've worked on the product side my entire career pretty much. I was a river guide at the beginning and done some outdoor guiding. But yeah, we all provide, when we make the products, the outdoor industry, largely the traditional outdoor industry that you and I talk about, and the people that are listening to this, a lot of them that work in that industry, it's a product-driven business.
Yes.
All the guiding and outdoor adventures and things are like the outdoor adventure industry, and it's a different trade show, different group of people, but that's where the magic happens. When you're out there doing the activity, climbing, rafting, skiing, hiking, whatever it is. We make all the great products so that you have a fun time and a safe time and a more enjoyable experience, but it's that experience is what drives the bus. I think you're spot on. Yeah.
Okay. Point made by both of us.
Yeah. And I think those of us that have worked on the guiding side of that, oh my God, that was the best 4 years of my life as a river guide.
Exactly.
I had so much fun. Every trip was so much fun.
Yeah. And the experiences and the people and the stuff that you go through, it is hard work, but it was, for me, much more memorable than anything I've done.
Super fun, super rewarding. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I wish I could still do it, but I'm too old and beat up. But
me too.
It was fun. It was worth it. I can tell you that. Tell everybody that. Yeah. Back to the job board. What has surprised you the most over all these years of how it's evolved, or have the jobs changed? What's been the biggest surprise since you started it?
It's not so much the change of the type of people or job seekers that have come through, because, to tell you the truth, I don't talk to too many job seekers and I don't talk to too many employers all the time, because the job board is self-serving. I just make sure everything looks good and that I can answer any questions they have. So I think it's just, I'm just surprised how successful it has been in the way that I've been able to market it. And I've not had to spend a ton of money to make something happen. It was just a stab in the dark, and it took off over a period of time. It hasn't been 16 years is a long time to have internet business.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's surprising to me, is how it's just grown steadily over a period of time. And I think people, when I go to trade shows and I talk to people, they're just so pleased with the job board. I do a lot of marketing on LinkedIn, the same thing. I talk to a lot of people, and I get so very few comments that are negative. And that's surprising to me. Usually everybody's putting you down or whatever if you're successful, but I just am blown away by some of the comments people make.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. And you, like you say, you started it as the internet started, so it's been a great resource as the industry has grown up. The outdoor industry has changed over the 16 years. We're going to take a little break and give some love to our sponsor, Goal Zero. If you're an outdoor freelancer, exploring, capturing photos, and writing to create content is your life, and the day always lasts longer than the battery. I rely on Goal Zero portable power banks and power stations to keep my gear charged and ready to go. From my iPhone and portable recorders to my MacBook, I'm always ready for the next photo or pithy guest comment in a podcast interview. Visit ricksays.com/goalzero to see their options and find a tool that fits your needs today. That's ricksays.com/goalzero. Now back to the show. How has the job market changed in those 16 years, do you think? Are you finding more jobs with brands these days versus retail? What kind of things have you noticed evolved over?
Or just recently, I've had more retail stores, and particularly because of COVID, bicycle mechanics, and they're scrambling, obviously, because those stores were deemed essential. And then there's the whole blossoming of the content marketing, digital marketing. So those jobs are all new. Other than that, it's just the same HR and accountant, and of course, tech jobs. The focus has been really a lot lately on internet marketing jobs, quite a bit, that obviously did not exist very much before.
Right.
So
yeah, that's pretty new. Yeah.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
How about the job seeker? How have they changed? The potential employee.
All I know is that, again, I'm talking about, all I know is that those employees aren't, in recent times, I've talked to some, actually here in Incline Village where I live, they are a little more picky about what they want to do. They aren't willing to move around. They want to live in a place that's great to live and want to work remotely. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that maybe they can afford to be picky, maybe they can't. I don't know. But I just know that when I was in the job market, I just would move if I wanted to anywhere that I could get a job in order to climb a ladder to learn new things. Yeah. I'm not sure all of them are that willing to do that at this point.
And I think that speaks back to the experience thing, right? So they know that the lifestyle, that they want to find a job to match the lifestyle versus back in the day, you just got a job because you needed a job. You went wherever the job was. So
we didn't have lifestyles.
We did, but we picked them up and moved them around a lot.
We didn't have a lot of money. That's the whole thing, is that you have to be willing to make some sacrifices to get somewhere. And it doesn't come automatically. And I'm not assuming that all the job seekers are out that way, but maybe a few more are than there were.
Yeah,
so.
No, I think that's true. I think I'm here living in Bishop because of the lifestyle. I have a job, but I'm no longer making the money I was making as a product manager, but I get to go hike and take photos and fish and do that every day. So
absolutely.
That's what it's all about. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So,
so you see a lot of jobs, and you see all jobs from all different walks of businesses. Give us your perspective on the health of the outdoor business.
It's interesting because prior to COVID, it was just, to me, people were just reinventing the same product and finding the same thing over and over again. But now more people, obviously because of COVID, have gone out and they're bicycling and walking and hiking, doing more. The product business is really relishing. Mm-hmm. But I still see products that are just really far reaching. And I have a water bottle and it has a little thing in it that tells me when I should drink. I don't really need to have somebody tell me that. I'm just saying it gets a little bit far-fetched. Some of the things that people are creating, putting a lot of money into. And the same thing happened with the natural and organic industry. I used to go to those trade shows. There's people just making everything in the industry on a play on something. How many popcorns can you make? How many jerkies can you make? It's the same thing with the outdoor industry. It's hard to come up with new products. Yeah, obviously. So, did I answer your question?
Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think it's at some point, some of the and for us that have been around the industry a long time, there are some products that are time tested and they're just classic, and it's really hard to improve upon them. Of course, you can always make them stronger, lighter through materials and things, but the basic functionality of a coffee mug for outside is pretty basic.
Yeah. And then there's the whole sustainable thing, which I think is terrific, and recycling products, selling. I think that whole thing is got to expand. So I love to see companies making efforts towards that. It's difficult, but I think that's going to be a change coming, and I hope it keeps continuing.
It has to be. My perspective is it has to be. It's the planet is smacking us in the head this last couple of years because we haven't done our job taking care of it.
Yep.
Take on it. So, we've got to figure that out sooner rather than later.
I know you and I personally have way too much outdoor gear, so I hardly buy any anymore.
Same. Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't need any anymore. Yeah. I have so
Maybe you need an e-bike, though. How about that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could be an interesting thing to. I haven't even been on one. I have to try that out. Yeah. It could be good for my bad knees. Maybe I could bike to work there. Do you have any suggestions or advice for folks wanting to get into the outdoor?
I just would say that all I know is from my own experience and then watching other people is just follow the things you love to do and doors will open. You have to do something in order to have something happen. That's a very basic thing to say, but it's so true. Mm-hmm. And you can start out at a retail store, getting to know products, learning, watching independent reps coming in and talking. You can start out like you and I, river guiding, maybe working yourself into office management. Just even though you have a top-notch degree, start at customer service at one of these companies. Mm-hmm. They'll see your value and how smart you are and how motivated you are, but you have to put your time in. You can't just jump into something that's really great. Or if you want to work on your own, you got to create your own business. There's lots of business out there. It's just working hard at it and being disciplined enough to keep doing it. So,
that's
lots
good
of
advice.
Ways to go.
Yeah, that's good advice. Don't be afraid to start at the bottom. I've heard that from quite a few people.
Yeah,
answering that question. Yeah, and like you say, you may have a highfalutin degree and have done such and such, but in the outdoor space, if you start at the bottom, you'll be more valuable when you get to the top.
Yeah, and it's all about how you get along with people and communication and dependability. All those things. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah. So you mentioned you still bike. Do you still paddle? What outdoor activities do you participate in?
I'm living 2 blocks from Lake Tahoe, so it's pretty easy to get out there. I paddleboard and I have ski resorts all around, so I do a lot of skiing and winter snowshoeing. And then I have a road bike and a mountain bike. I don't road bike as much as I used to because of traffic here, but I do some mountain biking and hiking. So all those typical things you do. Yeah, just step out the door and go. Yeah, and this area is very social. There's a lot of people that live here that are like-minded. Mm-hmm. And, I did pick up pickleball the other day.
Cool.
Pickleball.
Yeah, I was living in a place where when I first moved up here, I didn't have a place to live, so I was staying at Steve Barker's. He had a little like a mother-in-law unit, and the next door neighbor guy had a pickleball court. That looks pretty fun.
It really is. And it's fast moving. It's easy to learn. It does take some skill. So you can get better at pickleball. And I used to play a lot of tennis and racquetball and squash competitively. I was a big racket player. So I could pick it up pretty fast, but it gets people out and it's very social. It's fun.
Yeah, cool.
Something to do.
Yeah, I have to try that out.
Yeah.
I'll have to find a pickleball. I don't think there is one other than up there next
Maybe
to
that's a new business. You could start some pickleball clubs or something.
There you go. Build a court and start like a racquetball club. That's a good idea. I like it. Yeah, I like it. The Bishop Pickleball Club.
Yeah.
Hang on, folks. Coming soon. So how about your favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
Okay. When to the audience, he sent me some questions ahead of time. So
everybody stews over this question more than all the other ones.
And then I started thinking about it. I thought, I can't answer that question. I can, actually. My mother gave me for Christmas one year a hat, a beanie with a really great light built into it.
Oh.
And it's from LL Bean. And that thing is, you're going to go on a hike or you're going to camp and you have the hat on. You don't have this stupid band around you and turn it off and on.
Yeah.
And it's a really good light.
Huh.
And so many people admired this beanie that I started giving away as Christmas presents. And it's like $30.
Okay.
So that's a good present.
Cool. Well, we'll find that and link to that in the show notes. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, LL Bean.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to have here. They've been making good outdoor gear for years. So
yes, they have.
It's good stuff. Yeah. If you could have a huge banner at the entrance to one of the outdoor trade shows, what would it say? Start
your career at the beginning of this trailhead or something like that. Or I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, get in the outdoor biz today. Yeah, I like it. And you have a little discount for any employer, is that right? Any employer who is looking for a candidate and wants to post a job can use code OutdoorJobs2021 and get 15% off their first posting. Is that right?
Yes, they can do that.
Cool.
I think it's a capital O, is it?
Yeah, it's the link you sent, capital O, outdoor, capital J, jobs, 2021, 2021.
Yes.
And I'll put a link to that in the show notes too, so you guys can find that as well.
Yeah, and I'll have that up for about 6 months. So.
Oh, cool. All right, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll help a lot of folks out. Some of
you,
to do that. Some of those young and upstart businesses that are looking for their first employee or something, they can take advantage of that.
Yeah. By the way, we also give half off to all nonprofits. I don't know if that's out there too much, but some good nonprofits have been taking advantage of that.
Cool. Well, I'll link to both those things in the show notes. As we finish up, is there anything else you'd like to say or ask?
I just appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. I'm behind the scenes. A lot of people know about the job board, but they don't know much of who runs it. And I just appreciate being part of this business and the people that are in it. And it's been a great contribution to my life. So I just want to thank everybody for the support of posting and seeking jobs on outdoorindustryjobs.com. And I think that's about it.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
Perfect. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure meeting you and talking with you. We've engaged on the job boards a couple of times over my career, but it's a great resource. It's been there a long time. You do a great job. So keep it up.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And if people want to follow up with you, how's the best way? Go to the outdoor industry job boards?
Yeah, just go to outdoorindustryjobs.com and they can email me or call on the phone number. That's probably just a quick email, Laurel@outdoorindustryjobs.com.
Okay.
That's a good way to get hold of me.
Cool. I'll put all that in the show notes. Thanks, Laurel. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Be sure to visit our website, theoutdoorbizpodcast.com, where you'll find show notes with links to everything we talked about and more. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts so you'll never miss an episode. And while you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or spread the word and tell a friend about the show. That would really help us out too. Be sure to tune in every week. And thanks again for listening to the Outdoor Biz Podcast with Rick Saez.